Good afternoon, Mrs. Brown. This is Darno from Porsche of Ocala. I didn't get a chance to do this last week, but I wanted to make sure I send you out a video kind of going over the Macan, showing you a couple things. This one here is the Macan in rhodium silver. It has the standard interior in agate gray. I want to go over some of the standard equipment as well as optional equipment that these cars come with. This one has decent equipment. As of 2017, the parking sensors as well as backup camera became standard. So you do have sensors along the front bumper. Now, seeing as we're in the front, I also want to point out Porsche is very big on making sure everything's functional and everything serves a purpose. So in your grille, it's going to be probably pretty hard to see, but in the grille you actually have these active vents that open and close to automatically so that you get cool air going into the engine bay, and it actually will direct air directly into your intake system. This you have 4-point LED daytime running lights, xenon headlights. You have the 18-inch Macan S wheels. Now, I mentioned some things that are optional. This roof rail on the top is optional, especially when you get it in the gloss black, which looks really good on the car, especially with the rhodium silver. As you go around to the back, Porsche is a performance brand, so you gotta have a sporty look in the back. You got the twin exhausts in the rear. You have the 3D design taillights, which have become really popular with Porsche. The power tailgate is standard, and Porsche does something really nice with the power tailgate, which I'll show you in a second. But you see, you have a decent amount of space here. The seats do fold down. You have a 40-20-40 split, so you can have that centerpiece down, or you can lower either side. You have your privacy shade, which is easy to take out. It's just hooked on right here. Now, what I was mentioning about the tailgate that's really nice is most manufacturers now realize, especially with power tailgates, that they have to have more than one height setting. Porsche is going a little step further. Instead of making it where you have 2 or 3 preset settings, you actually adjust it yourself. So, and this is good for putting it in the garage, or if it just makes it more convenient for you to reach. So you would just pull the tailgate down to your desired height. It could be only a couple inches. You press and hold the button back here, and now it's stored in the memory, so every time you open it, it won't go any further than where you've set it. You press the button here, and it goes down on its own. Now, there are some safety functions with the tailgate as well, so if someone happens to be underneath the tailgate and you accidentally press the button to close it, as soon as the tailgate feels any type of resistance, it is going to stop exactly where it is. And the same thing goes for lifting it. So if you did happen to open it and it was too, you didn't have enough space, if it touched anything on the way up, it would stop. Now you have the back seat here. Again, it's an agate gray interior. Now, this interior is pretty unique. It's gray, but it has a slight brownish tint to it, so it gives the car a very elegant feel. In the rear, you do have your vents in the back that weren't standard to begin with the Macans, but as of 16 they made them standard, and you can control the temperature coming out of the vents to an extent. You do have charge ports for USB for your passengers. This comes down so you have cup holders right here. Now let's go up front. Right here where the window controls are, that button on the top left that's actually lit up, that's another option thing that's optional on the car. It's called lane change assist. So when you press this button, the light comes on, and then your light's going to come on in the mirror. Now this is showing that your blind spot detection, or lane change assist as Porsche calls it, is active. So if they're using a radar system in the car, if someone's behind you in your blind spot, that thing's going to illuminate, and you can actually adjust the brightness from inside the instrument cluster. So you have your 8-way power seats. So we go inside. You have the multifunction steering wheel that Porsche started doing with the Macan. It was this steering wheel was actually taken from Porsche's supercar, the 918, or hypercar actually, and the design was so popular they're actually going to start putting it in all the vehicles. So you on the left side of the steering wheel, you have your volume control, you have a button to answer the phone, and this diamond-shaped button which you can use to program a number of things. As a standard, typically it's set where it switches between your media sources, but you can program it for other things than that. On the right side, you have this roller that you use to control the TFT display, which is this screen in the corner. It's a digital display. I'll show you how that functions in a second. Then you have your back button, and then you have the button to hang up the phone. So go over, you have your PCM touchscreen with navigation. As you'll see, as soon as I brought the camera actually close to the screen, a menu popped up. It has a proximity sensor, so as soon as you get close, it brings up a menu. This car has the PDK transmission, Porsche's double clutch transmission. Now typically double clutch transmissions are only in sports cars, but Porsche wanted the Macan to have an extra sporty feel, so putting a PDK in it actually made sense. You have your standard sport button, your PSM, which is a Porsche stability management. You have here your electronic park brake right in the center. You have your off-road mode. This car actually has the lane departure warning equipped with it. And then you have your automatic start and stop. This car is equipped with the panoramic sunroof, so you have a powered shade that goes back. And then this roof will actually open up halfway. Really opens up the interior of the Macan. Now to quickly go over the TFT display, because this is really one of the more important things that Porsche's actually done to make things convenient for everyone. So right here we're in the main menu. You have your vehicle options. So here it's showing coolant temperature, oil temperature, and oil pressure. You can actually customize this to show a number of things if you wanted to, and I'll get back to that in a second. As you roll down, you have your audio function. So this will show you the radio station that you're on, or the track that you're listening to, or the CD, and it'll show you your presets as well. You have your phone function that's going to allow you to have access to your contacts once your phone is connected, as well as your call history. You have your map, so you can have the radio showing whatever you'd like it to, and then have your map right up here. For the navigation function, it shows your previous destinations, and while you're actually using your navigation, it'll show you your turn-by-turn directions. You have your trip computer. You have tire pressure, so as soon as you start driving, it actually calculate the pressure. You have your torque split. So while you're driving, this is actually going to just show the distribution of the power between the front and the rear axle. And then you cycle back around to the main menu. So from here, you have your info, so you can see any messages that pop up in the car, as well as your service. You check your oil from here. There's no dipsticks in the car, so everything's done with sensors in the motor. And then you have your settings. So this is one of the reasons why it's so important. You have all of your settings right here. There's a couple things that are different on the main screen, like customizing the display on that, but everything you need is right in front of your face, which makes everything really simple and really convenient, and it's a lot safer. So you have a very elegant interior in the Macan. They add this clock to the Macan, and the 911s, the Caymans, the Boxers, you have to get a certain package in order to get this clock integrated into the dash, while it's standard on the Macan, the Cayenne, and the Panamera. That's not everything, but it's a good portion of the stuff that the Macan actually comes with. It's a beautiful car. It's powered by a 2-liter 4-cylinder turbocharged engine that produces 252 horsepower and 273 pound-foot of torque. Okay, Mrs. Brown, I hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll speak soon. Thank you.